Well, hello and welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. We're censoring Mark because we don't know what he has. He's got the same disease I had last week, which in this case is bronchitis, I believe.
Yes. I was diagnosed with bronchitis this week. Michael had it last week. And that's why we have a plastic barrier between us.
This is a piece of acetate or something. Hi, Mark.
Plexi.
We can get right next to each other, and our germs,
It's like prison where you put our hand like this.
Yes. Good shot.
And I'm going to take this off so I can...
No, put it back.
I'm going to take my cough syrup right now. This is how we have to do it.
Yeah, he's got a codeine syrup, and because of the codeine syrup, we are tasting, unfortunately, non-alcoholic ginger beers. Okay, watch this. Do you know how to do this? He's giving himself an injection in his mouth, which could be taken many ways, but in this case, there's nothing illicit about this.
Cherry flavor.
He's such a good boy taking his medicine. So, when we talked about what to drink, he said, well, he can't have anything alcoholic. I think I mentioned last week that when my wife was sick, I gave her, it's so funny talking to you through a wall. I gave her a drink of Scotch Canton liqueur, which is has ginger in it, and lemon juice, and it really worked well on her. So now we are going to try, since Mark is saying codeine, he can't have any alcohol, and so we're going to try it might be alcoholic. I didn't really read these labels too much. We're going to start tasting 3 different ginger beers. I was in Toucan looking for a ginger beer, and of course Bob is very helpful, but we're looking at ginger beers. They also sell ginger ales, of course. There's more ginger ales than ginger beers, and there's also something called a ginger brew, but since that's not defined as anything, it turns out Bob from Toucan looked at the definition of what ginger beer was and the differentiation between that and ginger ale. Ginger beer is fermented, and ginger ale is just this is going to explode.
So if it's fermented, does that mean it has probiotics?
Yes, I'm sure it
You know
does.
the way sauerkraut is fermented?
I'm sure, yes. Sauerkraut, it does have probiotics. It could. I am not saying anything definitive.
Well, all beer is fermented.
That's true.
That's good.
Ale is a form of beer. I mean, it's
Yes.
called it. So we're starting with Gosling's, and I think this is pretty much like soda since it comes in a can. Smell good?
Yeah. Oh, here, Michael.
Wow. Cheers. It's got a good amount of ginger, I think.
It's good. Now, this is flu season. Now, a lot of people walking around sick, even though they don't have the flu, like you and I and Chris, our producer. We've all been sick, but it wasn't the flu.
It turned out to be mostly bronchitis.
I had flu-like symptoms, though, all week.
Flu-like.
I did.
I had flu-hate symptoms.
I had sweats, like shakes, shivers. I felt terrible.
This is a
This is not
pleasant
bad.
drink.
What would you mix this with?
It's like ginger. Well, theoretically,
vodka.
Ginger beer with vodka is a Moscow Mule.
Oh, yes.
In fact, the Moscow Mule is what popularized vodka in America in the 70s when it first came over, and we no longer hated Russia that much. Well, we did. It was the Cold War. And what's going on here? Anyway, the Moscow Mule was popularized in California, and that's what made those tin cups famous. You've seen Moscow Mules in tin cups. They're not tin, really, because that would be poison. It's
zinc,
whatever. And so you can mix ginger beer with vodka, and it tastes pretty good. You could figure out a lot of things. You could possibly do gin ginger. There's a gin ginger. Yes, it's called a gin.
Yeah, yes. Okay, well, this is not bad. And ginger is good for you if you're trying to fight off a cold or a flu or something.
Right, and if you use raw ginger, that would be good too. So we're still in the flu season. The next one is a fancy little thing. It's Bundaberg and it's made in Australia. And even though it doesn't say if it has alcohol, one could imagine anything in Australia has alcohol. They don't care. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay, we don't want to mix samples.
Okay. And did you get all of these at Toucans?
Yep. Oh, they got tons of stuff. I mean, these are the only 3 ginger beers, but when they say only 3, many places don't have ginger beer.
That's right.
They have ginger ale.
I find this is to be sweeter.
Yeah, it's not as gingery. Well, there's a ginger aftertaste. That first taste you have is a sugary thing. Most of these things are pretty much sugar and water, I guess.
Yeah, when you're sick, you don't want to eat too much sugar. Sugar actually lowers your immunity. As
Doesn't
alcohol.
matter, you're already sick. Immunity's out the window.
You're trying to get over it.
Immunity's out the window, man.
Still not
This
bad.
is soft and mellow. I like the bite of this one. This Gosling's has a good bite.
Why don't we taste this one after the break?
Good, I'll have some more of this since I like it.
Now, this is our Valentine's Day show.
Oh, yes. Happy Valentine's Day. You can drink whatever you want on Valentine's Day. Usually red drinks.
And so, are you going out on Valentine's Day, Michael, with your wife?
Yes, with my wife and the Hermans.
Oh, where are you going?
Going to St. Clair's.
Uh-huh.
So,
You have reservations?
they do. Oh, yeah, I have reservations.
About going? I don't blame you.
No, but St. Clair's is good. You get whatever you want. Most of the other places, if you look in the Pulse, there are at least 8 places that are doing special Valentine's menus, like Double Eagle and Salud and Pecan Grill and...
Luna Rosa.
is Luna Rosa in it? What about Encanto?
I didn't see them listed. I'm sure they're doing something.
Encanto
Well,
always been.
Encanto has an overnight package.
Oh, yes,
for
you can
Valentine's
go
Day.
there with
Spend the night.
with your girlfriend, not your wife.
Take your
You
girlfriend.
got to take a girlfriend there.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day. You don't
You
take your
tell
wife.
your wife something else. You go, oh.
She's out with her boyfriend, and you know.
Yeah, and you're out with your girlfriend.
so-
We're doing it from the now point of view. She, you know, anybody could.
I said the Stan
And
Fulton.
it doesn't have to be, you know, it could be hetero, could be homosexual. It doesn't matter. You go out with anybody.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day is an equal opportunity holiday.
Now the Stan Fulton Center at the university, they do a nice Valentine's Day dinner. I've been to that
Have you
one
been to
in
that?
the past.
Were you there last year?
No, I
2
went
years
there a
ago?
couple of years ago. It's very nice.
That's an interesting place. Mm-hmm. And they have all the students doing stuff.
Yeah.
We were at a dinner at the HRTM hotel restaurant, you know, management thing, and they had a chef from Topo. What is it? Topo Chicho? Topo something? Topo,
Yes.
whatever.
I saw that was he used to
saw
be
that,
here.
and that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was great, and we loved it. It had great wine. So, anyway, that's in fact next week or this coming week. They're also having a dinner, I think, after Valentine's Day, and I can't remember what the theme is. Didn't even prepare for that. But look at the hotel restaurant management section in your computer of NMSU, and you can go.
Yes, and if you're looking to buy something for your honey for Valentine's Day, you can't go wrong with the club store. They've got gift baskets galore over there. They've got quite a collection of just gift baskets of all sizes and shapes and prices, low prices. And they've got candies and coffees and teas. How about rings? Romantic rings, diamond rings.
Diamond rings from Sears,
Just from Sears.
80% off of their, well, that's their gift baskets. I don't know what's in there.
All kinds of stuff.
Hot cocoa at Starbucks. They get stuff at an amazing discount, and they sell it to you at a discount, and then they give you another percentage off.
Like 20% off more at the register.
You can go there with a little money and buy a ton. They also, as our manager, as our producer mentioned, they have stuff from Victoria's Secret.
They do.
Nothing better than Victoria's Secret for Valentine's Day, except taking it off.
In most
That's
cases.
better. Yes.
The club store.
Club store.
From now until Valentine's Day, you can get all kinds of really nice gift items down there.
We're wiggling our wall here. Those of you who missed the wall thing. So the club store is on North Telshore. 910 North Telshore, right next to where Primetime Fitness is, and right before, just south of Outback Restaurant. Another fun place to go for, You know, a lot of people, including my wife, for Valentine's Day, she usually likes lobster and steak. And Outback, not that we're sponsoring them, they have a lobster and steak
Surf and turf?
matches too. Yes.
It's true.
And I'm sure so does your favorite place, Red Lobster. Red Lobster is good.
I bet they would have some lobster.
Red Lobster might have the freshest lobster in town since it's floating right in front of you. So,
Well, you can buy a lobster at Toucan Market and take it home and cook it.
you could go down in an Arroyo and get one.
No, those are called crayfish, and they're not out right now.
No. I guess you have to wait.
Mud bugs.
Mud bugs.
Now, hey,
Crawdads.
the school bond issue passed this week.
Do tell. Did you vote?
$50 million
Did you vote?
worth. I forgot to vote.
I voted. Barb and I went together. We voted.
I meant to vote and I forgot.
Of course you meant to. That's why you shouldn't wait till the last day.
You know why I forgot?
Because
I was sick.
Oh, yeah.
I was.
You got sick just so you'd have an excuse.
I would have voted. Well, I would have voted anyway, but I forgot.
Oh, you
In
didn't
my
vote.
foggy.
Yet it passed, nevertheless. Unless you were going to vote against it, and still, it wouldn't have mattered because it passed by a landslide. 80% were for it.
That's good. Now look at these.
Oh,
Love
next,
Doritos.
the next thing. What's that?
Heart-shaped Doritos.
They are now going to make Doritos target marketed for women. For some reason, women feel embarrassed about eating Doritos because they make a noisy crunch and they are tasting abysmal. Not abysmal. You know, Doritos pushes a lot of these fire things. If you look at their ads,
molten hot,
people eat
fiery
them
hot.
and their dogs catch fire. It's just horrible. And so this is the more delicate Dorito. And one of my favorite restaurants uses Dorito chips for the taco shells, and that they're great. Do you want to know what that restaurant is?
That's Taco Bell, right?
Yes, it is. I like Taco Bell. See, I have a little cough too. But Doritos, we're eating potato chips here. He isn't.
I'm not.
He's so sensitive now.
Yes. Now, another point of
What else?
interest in the news. Our
Finally,
second in control sheriff, the Undersheriff that is, was finally fired for his
Yeah.
malfeasance and sexual harassment on the job.
and he was put on temporary, I think he was still getting paid
Yes, paid leave,
for a long time.
and he had to do.
And then finally, when the facts were not verified, that was it for him. Just as the one of the secretaries, the staff secretary of Trump, was just released from his job for something they knew about him for the last year. It finally came.
Yeah, he liked to beat on his wives.
Yes.
He liked to give his wives a good Republican beatdown.
Yes, black eyes, bruises, pictures that were, they were not. You don't do that to yourself just to get back at your ex.
Well, our Undersheriff, it was one of these entitled cops who think they can just get away with anything. And guess what? He was wrong.
Was he the guy that sat in the lap of?
Yeah, and squished his butt around on her lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, real clever. Real professional.
I know I did send you some extra things here, but speaking of sitting on somebody's lap and squishing your butt on it, the Bronx, which is being built now next to Eros.
The Bronx nightclub.
Yes, the Bronx nightclub and Sex Haven is one of those places where you can do that legally, I guess, or that you do the opposite. I don't know.
You can get a lap dance.
Yes.
Well, when they open in 3 months.
They're going to open, they want to time their opening to Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make it. I don't know.
Well, knowing construction people here.
It's basically just a big warehouse, a tin shed with a stage area and a couple of poles.
You're not poles. You mean to slide down?
For pole dancing.
Yeah. You go there not for the decor.
Or the food.
They will have food? Oh, yeah, they got a liquor license.
They have a liquor license.
They have a liquor license. They could sell food, I guess.
Well,
So-
it's not about the food, is it?
Now we'll have some place for undersheriffs to go when they're not doing anything.
Now, speaking of food, we have a new restaurant in town that opened this week.
We always speak of food.
The Chipotle chain of Mexican restaurant fast food joints has come to Las Cruces.
And people swear by it all across the country.
I've been to it in El Paso a couple of times.
Well, that
I'm just so-so on it.
speaks well. You're a real picky guy.
Yeah.
So Chipotle is good. Everybody around the
It's
country likes
healthy.
Chipotle. They had a little scare, but everybody's got that scare with, E. coli in their food, and it's temporary. People come back stronger than ever, as will we after this break. Cheers. I mean, how do you cheers with a non-alcoholic beer?
Welcome to Club Store Outlet in Las Cruces, your Valentine's headquarters. Every Valentine will love what we have. Huge selection of gift baskets, all shapes and sizes, with assortments of imported chocolates, cookies, coffee arrangements, crackers, and cheeses, wrapped and ready to go. Everything up to 60% off. Take an additional 20% off at the register during the Valentine sale at the Club Store. Save more, buy more at the Club Store Outlet at 910 North Telshore in Las Cruces.
New Age Maids, a professional home cleaning service. Your satisfaction is our priority. Let us do the work so you can relax. Call us at 655-0009.
Call Mark Goldstein, the Safe Money Guy, at 575-556-2472 to learn about innovative strategies now available to help you grow, protect, and preserve your money and financial future, regardless of market conditions.
Mark Steffen, back here on Double Talk.
Michael Mandel.
Between the glass.
Yes. Whoa.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, we're doing, the last one is Reed's, which is Jamaican. Oh, strong ginger bite, it says. And it says 26 grams of fresh ginger per bottle. If I knew what a gram was, I'd be impressed.
Well, there's 28 grams to an ounce.
Oh.
It's got its own distinctive flavor.
It's got a slight fruitiness to it. A little fruitier than this one, which I think that still might be my favorite. Goslings.
These are all quite
they're good.
Palatable.
Man, I guess they don't sell them because they're not good. So it's a Jamaican style. So we can't necessarily say they're made in Jamaica.
But they like the ginger man.
And it says serve chilled. It says serve chilled without ice. God, we're doing it wrong.
Well, we're doing it on the rocks because that's the only way we can do it.
Sparkling filtered water, sweetened with a blend of raw sugar cane, pineapple juice. The pineapple juice.
That's the fruitiness.
That's the fruitiness. Concentrate and honey.
That's good.
It's just up your. This is the health food one. Anyway,
yes.
So that's Reed's. So we got the three here. We got Gosling's, Reed's, and Bundaberg's, which looks like it's specifically made for Moscow mules. You know, it's got that shape of the bottle. It works.
Yes. Now, this weekend, if you're looking for something to do,
why?
And I know you are.
There's things to do.
You could go to an art show over in Mesilla. Bob Devon has a latest showing of his.
Where
works
in
of art.
Mesilla?
It's down there at the 4 Points.
4 Points.
At the old cotton gin.
That's
down
the new
there.
place.
The 4 Points Art Gallery. Never been inside there yet, but that's Saturday afternoon, 6 o'clock. Artist reception. Bob will be there.
If it's a gin mill, I'm ready.
He'll have his works of art for sale.
If you don't recognize Bob, imagine him with more hair and less beard. Just move that mustache up to his head, and he'll become very familiar to you.
Well, Bob's a friend of the show. He's subbed for you in the past, and he's subbed for me in the past.
That's true. And
so,
he's always exciting to talk to.
so we wish him well on that show, and if you see us at his show, come up and say hello.
Our friends the Levys have a large Devon behind their office desk. It's the cow with the Zia on the side,
Yes.
and then there's an opening in the circle where you can see the rest of the landscape behind him. It's good, and he does all sorts of things. He does women he's fantasized about, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Also this month, this is Black History Month.
that's why we're featuring Bob.
And we're right in the midst
Bob
of it.
Devon. Right in the midst of what?
Of Black History Month.
We are in the midst of it. And if you listen to NPR and the music thing, every day they highlight a famous classical black musician. And they, nobody really thinks classical music and blacks yet. There was tons of blacks who were great. And unfortunately, they came out in a time where they were not accepted as much. So they really had to fight for fame. And there's a lot of great recordings of their music.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of activities, many of them out at the university, in conjunction with Black History Month. Seek those out. Now you said...
Yeah, I saw this on, who did I see this on? I guess I saw it on Colbert. No, the news, the CBS News last night. It is also Teaching Dental Hygiene to Children Month. Look at that.
It's important.
National Children's Dental Health Month. And people go around in classes and they take these large stuffed animals with chompers and they show how to brush. I mean, if kids don't know...
Well, they got to learn somehow.
Well,
if the parents don't teach them well.
Parents give them a toothbrush and they play with it.
Well, that doesn't mean they're brushing and flossing correctly.
I don't think children floss.
Have
you ever seen a 6-year-old floss?
Well, how many adults floss, really?
I floss once every 2 years.
Yeah, I went to the dentist once, and he said, "Do you ever floss?" I said, "Heck, doc, I think the last time I flossed, you did it."
That's what dentists are for flossing. And they say, "Do you ever floss?" And they go, "Let me do it." And it makes them happy, because I think they like to do that. I don't know why. It's annoying. So, what's next? Las Cruces
International Film Festival coming up next month.
Yes.
Get your tickets now. Get them in advance before they sell out.
There's going to be a lot of famous people there, including you, whoever you are.
And get your tickets. All kinds of films, feature films, documentaries, short films, student films,
and you guys
seminars.
You guys were at the poster opening, right?
Poster opening was wonderful.
Was it Glenn Cutter's?
It was a Glenn Cutter Gallery, and so
it's both Sally and Glenn. So it's not.
This festival is getting better and better every year. This year,
a lot of
people interested in voiceover work.
There's a class
Two
for
voiceover
that.
experts are going to be there to guide you in that direction if you want.
So if you're lazy and don't like to wear clothes or put makeup on, voiceover is for you.
Right. And if you want to see a bunch of films you'll never otherwise get to see, because most of these films never get distributed.
Yeah, well, some of them do.
If they're lucky. That's why they get into the festivals.
That's what these little town festivals are for, to let things possibly creep up the ranks, but also give directors a record of actually having competed and finding some distinction in different places.
And they're bringing in many of the directors of these films. And
many of them are from here.
At great
Not many,
expense.
a few are from here, right?
Yes, and the opening night's film will be Rose, that local filmmaker Rod McCall did, with Sybil Shepherd and James Brolin.
Are those two people famous?
Yes, they are.
Sybil Shepherd and James Brolin? I just wanted to know. I'm not up with these modern day stars from this year.
Oh, well,
because they
go back to the 70s,
Right, yes. They need work too. What's Rock of Ages about? That's the next topic.
Well,
I thought it had something to do with rock music.
That's going to be coming up next month at the Convention Center. Did you forget what Rock of Ages is about? What is it? Heart Health? And the Hearts for Autism Fund.
Hearts for Autism.
Las Cruces Convention Center,
It's more for
March 10th. What?
Oh, it's a celebrity waiter
the
event
Celebrity
here.
Waiter. Well, they do that every year.
Aren't we glad we watch our show so we find these things out?
The Team Zane Celebrity Waiter.
So it's next month at the Convention Center.
Yeah, so 10, you get dinner and you get waited on by celebrity waiters. And
Mark and Chris will be there waiting on people.
And they're all there to raise money for autism.
Artism?
Autism.
Artism? What's artism? When you can't help doing art?
For the love of autism.
The Love of Autism Month? Maybe March is the Love of Autism Month. We don't even know. What else is going on?
Also coming up this weekend.
This weekend, you want them to know what to do this weekend? We'll tell you.
Over at the Alma del Arte, on stage there in the theater, 5-course love.
With 3 of Las Cruces' best
Finest performers.
actors.
Yeah, Megan McQueen, Brandon Brown, and
Algernon
Algernon Demassa. They're doing this wonderful comedy send-up where they play multiple characters and
5 different characters and 5 different characters in 5 different restaurants in 5 different scenes. And if you ever saw Brandon Brown, just seeing him makes me laugh. So acting, he's even better.
So check that out. That's Saturday and Sunday.
It's the same as Photo 51.
This is from last month when they were in El Paso.
Right.
But this weekend, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Arte.
Sunday matinee at 2 o'clock. I'll be there for that.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and also at the Black Box Theater, wrapping up this weekend is Photograph 51.
Which is
a play.
Movie. You know, Cheryl Thornburg. You remember Cheryl Thornburg? Mm-hmm. She used to be the arts critic for the Sun News before the Sun News got rid of art, and before Cheryl Thornburg left.
And she went to the Bulletin.
Or
went from the Bulletin
she actually
to the
left,
Sun News.
and then she left town to Pennsylvania. But now she's sort of back in Silver City. She came back. She gave a great review to Photograph 51.
So did Mike Cook.
Yes, and Mike Cook is always a good supporter. And Photo 51 is on tonight and tomorrow afternoon.
And Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. I'll be there to that one.
You can have quite a choice of things to go to. You can't be at 2 things at Sunday afternoon.
That's true. How am I going to handle that?
Figure it out.
I'll figure it out.
While you're thinking it out, remember back when I first moved here, the year before I moved to this town, the bowling alley massacre occurred.
Yes.
And we were living in Albuquerque. Otherwise, we never would have heard of it probably, because in New York, it's not like news in Las Cruces matters.
And it was never solved.
And we were wondering, Las Cruces, maybe we shouldn't move here. But we did anyway. And so far, we've liked it. And a bowling alley massacre has not recurred, so I feel better. And hopefully you're feeling better next week.
Let's hope so.
And the producer's feeling better. And all of you people out there who are sitting around coughing into your hands, and always cough into your elbow. Right?
And wash your hands a lot.
Yes.
Use desanitizer. And also,
we'll see you. What?
Next week we won't need the barrier.
We won't need this, hopefully. Yes. See you next week. Toodly-doo.
Toodly-doo.
You'll be done with your codeine, won't you?
I hope I'm done with it by today.
You want to save some for me? By today.
The Club Store outlet in Las Cruces has what you need for your Valentine, like lingerie from Victoria's Secret, quality diamond engagement rings, gift baskets, candies, and hundreds of gift ideas throughout the store. Everything at wholesale prices. In addition, take 15 to 40% off at the register. It's a sale like never before, only at the Club Store outlet in Las Cruces, your Valentine's headquarters.